Do you punish your child? Would you believe me if I told you that the best and most effective parents rarely and almost never punish or ground their child? It may be hard to believe, but there is a way to rear your children without resorting to punitive measures. It's called positive or no punishment parenting, and it is shown to build longer lasting and more sustainable relationships. Today, in this episode, I'm going to show you the 10 tenets of no punishment parenting. I'm Annie Adjen, and I am an academic and ADHD coach. I work with teenagers and parents to improve academics, have more peaceful relationships, and to learn how to effectively manage ADHD at home and at school. So, the idea behind this approach of no punishment parenting is to focus on building a strong, positive parent child relationship while teaching children the appropriate behavior through positive reinforcement and effective communications. And here are the 10 key principles of these strategies for parenting with praise and without punishment. Number one, understand child development. Recognize that children's behavior is often a reflection of their developmental stage. You your teen may look all grown up and may even be taller than mom and dad, but their frontal lobe has just started to be under construction and get built out. And if your child has ADHD, then you've got to think of their chronological age as an additional 2 to 3 years younger than the age they actually are. The second tenet of mindful parenting with no punishments is to build a strong connection. Building a strong emotional bond with your kiddo through love and empathy and active listening is super important. Talk less, listen more. Use phrases like, "Hey, can you tell me more about that?" in order to get them to open up more and share. Believe me, they have valuable intel that you need to get, and your job is just to listen up and let them talk. We know that through lots of research, a strong parent child connection is shown to be the golden key to preventing unwanted behavioral issues. Third tenet, set clear expectations. Clearly communicate your expectations for behavior and boundaries to make sure that your child it knows how to comport themselves. Make sure that they understand what is expected of them. And additionally, for the kids who are neurodivergent, you also need to make sure these expectations are within reach and make sure that they meet the expectation from the very start and with reliable repetition before you start to back away and expect them to do it all by themselves. Number four, use lots of positive reinforcement, positive praise. Reinforce good behavior by praising and rewarding whenever possible. Celebrate them when they exhibit positive actions and when they follow rules. This is going to motivate them to repeat that desired action time and time again. Now, remember the work of Dr. Carol Dweck and be sure to use proper praise. I have an episode on proper praise, and this is super important because it's important that you praise the action instead of praising the child directly. For example, you'll say, "Great job working so long and hard on that essay," instead of, "You are a very gifted writer." Can you hear the difference? The fifth tenet of gentle, positive parenting with no punishments is soft choices. This one is gold standard. Whenever possible, parents, in all things, give your teenager options for them to choose in the decisions that affect them, even if it's just this or that. Soft choices is what I call them, instantly make the teen feel empowered and it reduces that power struggle. Start practicing this right away until it becomes more automatic for you. Number six is teach problem solving skills. This is a skill they need to see modeled and they need to learn. Encourage your child to solve problems and conflicts through communication and negotiation. And you can help them regulate their emotions by keeping your own emotions in check. And don't hide your struggles. Rather, talk through them in a very open way. Be transparent and forthcoming whenever appropriate so that you can model for them how you as an adult find your way towards resolutions. And always be solutions oriented. This is super, super important. Number 7 is to be consistent. Consistency is key in parenting. So be consistent in your expectations and responses to behaviors. Kids absolutely thrive in a predictable environment. Number 8 is to allow for natural consequences. Now, sometimes allowing natural consequences to occur is really, really valuable. It's a great teaching tool for real life, but never set your kids up to fail or to feel embarrassed. And always practice forethought with them and do that out loud. So it would sound something like this. Your student might say, "Oh, I don't want to get up early to go to that extra tutorial, but if I don't go, I'll be really worried about performing poorly on my science test." That kind of out loud processing and forethought is going to be a really critical skill for them to practice. Number 9 is become a master at redirecting and distracting. Good parents do this all the time. If your kiddo is engaging in undesirable behavior, then redirect their attention toward more appropriate activities. Practice staying one step ahead of the brain at all times. A good example of this is to get them into a sport or club right after school, preferably at school, to avoid the temptation of, say, coming home, nobody's there, they hyper focus on a video game for 3, 4 hours until you get home from work. And lastly, number 10 is stay calm and be imperturbable. That's my best, my very favorite word. It's essential to remain calm and composed when dealing with challenging behaviors. I know it's easy to lose your temper, but it's always going to be counterproductive. So please model the behavior that you desire in your teenager. Be the person that your child is going to aspire to be, and that will make a win win outcome for both of you. So that's a lot to take in, but there you have the 10 tenets to punishment free parenting. And start just by integrating 2 or 3 of those that seem easy, and then add more in as you gain competency. It's a sensible way to parent. It's peaceful, it's gentle, it's the only way to go. No more grounding or taking away the phone or taking the bedroom door off the hinges. You don't have to parent that way. Give it a try and let me know how it goes for you and where you might need some extra help. You know that I'm always here for you and I will always help you. I'm Annie Agin, your parent and teenage coach, and I'm wishing you all A's in your every endeavor. Adios.